Hi, this is IK. Welcome to arrow function. Here it is arrow, for example, declaration of this object on save command click. That object equal arrow function. Arrow function is always anonymous. We have not name of that arrow functions. It means that when we call that arrow function, we call by name of this object. Here it is on click. On event on click, we call on save command click. This is arrow curly brackets around because it is a real value. What value? Here it is. It is declared variable. That variable equal arrow function. But because object, that variable equal arrow function, we can write function in format of action, of format of function. Function. Here it is braces for parameter, nothing, and delete this. Nothing happened. All function as before. It is etc. Save command click. Yeah, all working as before. And why we use arrow function, object declaration, or object equal arrow function, or we use like this function? Because it is the same, it is only format in syntax. We remove one confusion. We know that we can write in function in object or in object, and what we used, I used the object and it is complicated to see in code. Lot of function. It is very afraid of that a lot of function in code, and better see object, variable, and variable. It is now my opinion for now. Okay, that but parameter is empty, curly brackets. It is body of function. Name of function. Function is keyword of the programs. Name of function is on save command clicked. Position for parameter. There is nothing for a parameter here concretely. And in the body of function, we have a script what will be executed. In curly brackets, it is a block. It means that block is a program, encapsulate program. Inside that curly brackets, it is a scope of function. Scope of function is that program, and scope means runtime of that program. After runtime of that program, function would be clear from stack from the memory. and function, and it means that inside that block, boarding live of variable inside of that in that block is only in that block. Here it is, and when we call function, here is something interesting. Function also we write in form of function, but calling here on save comment clicked, we don't change to like we call with braces, like we call function. No, it is not. Look, I have problems here. Something in add a new comment, and I must clear it, and now all is okay, working excellent. And we don't write like we call function. No, there is a name of as before without parentheses. And let's go back to here. It is here in form of action, but and it is called back inside of the block. We call when we call function run processing of block, and in that processing of block, it is a function, dispatch function. Parameter of dispatch function comment edit, parameter of comment edit is for parameter or argument, and it is callback function. We call back. We call back. What it means callback? It is callback. It is a closed function, closed inside the function on save comment click. It is parent, and the child is dispatch function, and it is in curly brackets. And it is calling function. Function calling with the name and parentheses. Look at here. We call function. We call function. We call function. This is set rating. Call it is function, and we set after dispatch. We set here is inside of parentheses. We set parameter, and it is nothing. Here is nothing. It empty. We want after dispatch to have empty HTML element. It is on save comment click. Go get here. We are. It is for example 5 author context. And after click save comment, we have dispatch, and after dispatch we have empty. Look at empty, empty, empty. 3 function, and we call function. Here we call function as usual with the parentheses and inside a parameter, and here it is. Without it we must by hand remove, delete content in our element, and like these 3 function, we have dispatch function, and that dispatch function call comment edit function, and comment edit function, there is a for parameter. And we cannot call from outside this dispatch. We must call always by parent function. And also we cannot from outside comment edit. We can call only by dispatch, by parent. And comment edit dispatch cannot call parent, yeah, and it is like encapsulation, very secure. This is called function, it is child function. Cannot from outside, nobody from outside can call them. It is a good position for them, for called function. And here it is set rating, here it is set rating, set author, set comment. Every of this I can write like this in function. But again, I repeat, to see that many function is very, very, very bad. But function is dynamic. They working something, and to see all them. Okay, it is maybe for smile, my opinion. And but now look at this difference. We also have use dispatch, use state, use dispatch, and use selector. Here is use dispatch. Let's go to list, post list. Here is use selector, use dispatch, use selector. Here it is. Here we cannot construct function instead of constant post. Create function, post, and nothing for parameter. Because, and it is a rule, constant post is declaration of post, and the right side must be assignment of when user selector cannot be called function. User selector cannot be called function. It means that we cannot use selector take in body of arrow function. Also, it is use selector. Also, and when I spoke about use selector, I would say that also I can write here x and must here have x. It is arrow function, parameter x, all working as before. What it means? That means that use selector know what is his parameter without name of parameter, and that we must and because of that, what is x? What is parameter here in arrow function? It is always state, complete state. Which state? This state. this state. Count features, this store, this state. This state from store. Complete this state from store. Look at store. There is a method getState, and store. We can look at what is the state of store. F12. F12. F12 console. Here it is object. Look at it is store JS21. Here is store console log store get state 21. Look at it. And here it is object state comment counter post replies comments. It is initial value or initial value or more. When we add more, would be more. Comments, counter, etc. And that it is a state. And use selector call all that state. It is properties of state, and properties is always object. But properties can be function, and in that case it is method. But properties is object, and all that is state. State is object with parameters, with properties, comments, counter, counter1, post, replies, and user selector always call all that practically store get state, and use selector call all of that, and list. Let's go to post list. Here it is. And in post list, and it means that X in this arrow function, parameter is always, of that arrow function, parameter is always a state, complete state, without no important what we write here, but because we like this descriptive name, state, we write here state and state. It means that complete state coming through parameter, and in the body of arrow function, this is arrow function, in the body of arrow function take only properties what we want, what we need. And always must be like that. Use selector is always the same, but we change only what we need. It is use selector, look at it is post list, look at post comment, look at users list. In users list, look at here, is state, parameter state. Here we need users. Users is properties of state. It is array of users. Users array. It is all users is in that array. Look at users. Look at post list. Post list. Replies. we have list in replies list, for example. Again, replies, we have descriptive name or replies, use selector state.replies. Replies 1. Object replies 1 equal use selector state.replies 1. And this is like that. Also, dispatch, we have dispatch in comment, add comment form, for example. This is, again, left side is declaration of object dispatch equal use dispatch and cannot be callback function. It must be assignment like this. Use dispatch assignment and arrow function is also assignment. This is also no, it is a function, but when we write in form of object, it is right side is assignment. Always right side is assignment, and this arrow function is assignment to left to this variable, and but here it is callback. We have target.value. We have set rating in body. It is callback function because there is in body of arrow function, and it is callback. But use dispatch cannot be callback. Use selector cannot be callback. Cannot go in arrow function in body of arrow function, and must be assignment from directly from React component. We are now in React component, and here is assignment, use dispatch, assign from React component, directly from React component, and cannot be callback. Also, you look at hook use state, cannot be callback. It is assignment from React component. And use selector we see also. I bring back const, and here equal, and between now it is every time when on save comment clicked, every time when we clicked would be would be calling on save comment clicked, and it is arrow function and start execution processing of arrow function, nothing in parameter, and processing this block between curly brackets. It is block, processing that block, and in that block we called dispatch function, and here is a parameter, and parameter again is a comment added, and it is like that. It means here dispatch method, dispatch after this declaration of dispatch object, that dispatch object is dispatch method store. There is a get state, but also there is a dispatch method store.dispatch method function, And this object, because of this statement, became dispatch method of store. And know all what must to do, because this use dispatch assign all code, all script to this object, and that script we don't need we write, but it is served to us from React Redux. It's coming from React Redux, not from Redux Toolkit. React Redux. React Redux. React Redux. And here it is. And here we call, it is a method of store. This can be called, this must be called, because every click, call function on save, function on save, command clicked, call function dispatch. Callback, callback, callback means that call on save, command click, call child inside the body called child function. Okay. All this now, what I spoke is I want to discuss a little about coding in JavaScript 6. Here is React Redux, and step by step we are less and less confused. I am, and I hope you also. And we are near and near to point when we can write from scratch, from blank paper, write this same code. It means look at, understand, and take paper and pen and write this code from scratch, from blank page, right? And look at in code, compare your writing, compare, and to see error. And after that error, you try again and compare. If there is an error, you try again and again, how many times you need. And when you know to write this from scratch, you are ready for go to interview for job. Here in this series of video, I said all about Redux. Only need a connection with the remote database, remote when we have data to remote sites, and we must go to data by HTML hypertext transfer protocol. And about that, in time when we very excellent, very secure in a knowledge of this, this is absolutely basic knowledge and all knowledge we can say about Redux. That connection, our reducer to Redux and connection to remote data, it is only some object incorporate, and some object and method incorporate, and it is would be nothing. It would not be big news. It would that data must coming in action. They must be action payload. They must come like action payload, and maybe we must waiting for them, and etc. But about that in the future. Now I want to stay a long time. How many time I need? That every detail of this script do not confused, understandable, not confused. And what is important is stay on the ball and practice, stay practice, but not get ahead without practice and without knowledge. Practically, it is programming. We cannot program by memory like a language, for example. But language also we must listen a lot of times of listen and that listen, same text, listen again and analyze all that accent, etc. for to speak. Before then you pronounce, you begin to talk. And but in programming, as in math, we must understand, and that take time, and that it is cannot. But understand is one thing, and to know to write script on blank page is a second thing. Big difference. Understand, you can understand very fast, but if you don't exercise, if you don't that same code write many times as you need until you write it without error, you don't know programming. Okay. Thank you for watching this video.